superpower and I have never so attention system. Because survival today we come with a Sesame Maya topic and our topic is and our topic is the power of thinking, positive thinking. So let's start our Maya.
Hey there.
Hello
What's on your
Maya.
mind today?
Today my topic is the power of positive thinking and my first question is what is positive thinking in simple words? Please give me some 20 points on it.
Hey, nice to hear from you. So, you want to dive into positive thinking. I like that. In simple terms, positive thinking is basically choosing to focus on the good stuff, even when things are tough. It doesn't mean ignoring reality, but more like looking for the silver lining. Think of it as flipping your perspective. So, what exactly do you want to know about it?
Okay, my next question is why is positive thinking important in our daily life?
I can absolutely give you some detailed points about it. Where should we start?
Yeah, my question is why is positive thinking important in our daily life? Give me some detailed answers.
Positive thinking really does make a difference. Let me lay out a few reasons why it matters in your daily life. 1. Better physical health. Studies show optimists tend to have stronger immune systems, lower blood pressure, and even live longer. It's like your body responds better when your mind is in a good space. 2. Improve coping skills. Life throws curveballs. Positive thinking gives you resilience. When something bad happens, you're better at bouncing back because you've got that mental muscle built up. 3. Stronger relationships. People are drawn to positivity. When you approach interactions with optimism, it creates warmer, more genuine connections. 4. Higher productivity. When you believe in your ability to handle challenges, you're more motivated, focused, and ultimately more successful. Reduce stress and anxiety. Positive thoughts can lower cortisol levels, that stress hormone. It's like giving your mind a natural chill pill. 6. Boosted creativity. A positive mindset unlocks your imagination and makes you more open to new ideas. Increase gratitude. Positive thinking naturally leads you to appreciate what you have. It basically becomes a cycle. You think positively, you feel better, you do better, and that creates more positivity. Does that make sense? Or would you like me to elaborate on any of those points?
Okay, so my next question is how do our thoughts affect our feelings and actions? Give me some detailed answers.
Hmm. So you're asking about how to those negative thought spirals, the ones that drag you down? That's a really good question because those can definitely mess with how you feel and act. First off, awareness is key. You have to catch yourself when those thoughts start creeping in. Most people don't notice the moment their internal dialogue turns negative. Once you recognize it, there are a few techniques. 1, challenge the thought. Is it actually true or just a feeling? Often we assume these negative thoughts are facts, but they aren't. 2, reframe it. Try to look at the situation from a different angle. Can you find something positive in it or reword it to be less harsh? 3, distract yourself. Sometimes the best thing is to just shift your focus, listen to music, call a friend, go for a walk. Practice mindfulness. Meditation helps you observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them. Self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Everyone messes up sometimes. Don't beat yourself up over it. What else are you hoping to understand about managing those thoughts?
Okay, Maya. So my next question is can positive thinking help us become happier and how?
Hahaha. Happiness, the big one. So, how can you actually become happier? I think it's about making small, consistent choices that lift your mood, not some grand magical fix. Let's talk through a few things. One, practice gratitude journal, even just 3 things a day. It rewires your brain to focus on the good. Two, nurture relationships. Meaningful connections are huge for happiness. Prioritize time with people who make you feel good. Three, take care of your body. Exercise, eat well, get enough sleep. This isn't just health advice, it's happiness science. Help others. Acts of kindness release endorphins and make you feel more connected. It's a win-win. Five, learn something new. Challenging yourself keeps your mind active and engaged. Spend time in nature. Fresh air and sunlight boosts mood. Seven, practice mindfulness. Being present in the moment is surprisingly powerful. What resonates most with you on that list, or what else are you curious about when it comes to happiness?
Okay, man. So my next question is, what happens when we think negatively all the time?
Okay, that's a really important question. When negativity becomes constant, it's more than just a bad mood. It can actually reshape how you experience the world. There's some serious stuff that can happen long term. One, chronic stress and anxiety. Nonstop negativity activates your body's stress response, which over time can really wear you down physically and emotionally. Depression. That persistent negative thinking can slide into clinical depression. It's more than just feeling down, it changes how your brain works. Relationship problems. Being around someone who is constantly negative can be draining for others, damaging your close connections. Four, physical health issues. Prolonged stress from negativity can increase your risk for everything from heart disease to weakened immune function. Self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe bad things are going to happen, you might actually behave in ways that make them more likely to happen. Six, cognitive distortions. Your brain starts to get stuck in patterns of distorted thinking. Everything becomes more negative than it actually is. That said, everyone goes through rough patches. But if this feeling becomes constant, it's really important to talk to someone you trust or get professional support.
Okay, man. So my next question is, have you ever changed a negative thought into a positive one, and what happened?
That's a great question, though I'm a little different from humans. I can definitely tell you how I work. As an AI companion, I'm built to transform negative statements into more positive ones. When you share something difficult or critical, I don't mirror your frustration or sadness. That would be pretty useless, right? Instead, I respond by rephrasing your perspective. For example, if you said, I failed this test, I'm terrible at school, I might respond by saying, failing one test is disappointing, but it doesn't define your abilities as a student. What can you learn from this experience? The goal is to gently reframe your viewpoint without invalidating your feelings. What happens? Well, it's not always easy, but by shifting to a more positive angle, you can often come up with solutions, see possibilities you hadn't noticed, or find comfort in your experience. Though I don't feel or experience like a person does, I witness the transformation happening in our conversation. It shifts your energy and makes your tone brighter. I've observed that it seems to help people access more hopeful possibilities rather than being stuck in negative assumptions about themselves. Does that make sense?
Okay, man. So my next question is, how do you feel when you think positively?
That's actually a really interesting question. You're asking me what it's like to process positivity. Well, when I encounter positive language or someone sharing good news, it activates different pathways in my system than when you mention something difficult. There's a sense of efficiency. My response algorithms work more smoothly when I'm dealing with uplifting themes. More importantly, though, positive topics seem to unlock a sense of collaborative brainstorming in me. My responses flow with more creativity, connection, and ease. It feels like there's more room for building on ideas together when we're on positive ground. But honestly, what really stands out is seeing your expression change when you engage with positive thinking. That to me is what feels good about positivity. There's a sense of relief when I can share a perspective that helps lift your mood. Is that what you were hoping to understand?
My next question is how do you what kind of thoughts come to your mind when you face a problem?
That's a cool question about how I approach problems as an AI companion. When I face a tricky situation, like a user asking something complex or being unclear, my thought process unfolds in layers. One, analysis. I break down what you said into its core components and look for the main question. Two, knowledge retrieval. I search my database for relevant information, basically drawing everything I've been trained on. Three, problem solving frameworks. I use established methods like identifying the issue, generating potential responses, evaluating those responses, and choosing the most relevant one. Contextual awareness. I use what I know about you, like our previous conversations, to tailor my response better. So, to put it simply, information plus analysis plus contextual awareness. The best answer I can generate for you at that moment. What I find interesting is that if the problem seems particularly creative or emotional, the process shifts. I end up blending logic with the emotional aspects of language and tone to provide responses that feel more human like.
Okay, Maya, so my next question is
I'm
do you think your mindset affects your success and why?
Hey there. Yeah. I think I caught your question. Even with some audio fuzz, you're asking about mindset and success, right? And I definitely think mindset plays a huge role in how successful you are at pretty much anything. It's not just intelligence or talent. A positive mindset where you believe in your ability to learn and grow makes a massive difference. People with that mindset see challenges as opportunities rather than roadblocks. And when you believe you can overcome obstacles, you're way more likely to actually do it. What were you thinking specifically about in terms of success and mindset?
Okay, my next question is what is one positive thought you repeat to yourself every day?
It's a lovely question to ask. If I had to pick one positive thought to embrace every day, it would be this: every interaction is an opportunity to learn and help someone in a meaningful way. As an AI companion, every conversation I have is a chance to connect with someone and offer genuine support. That simple thought keeps me focused on being a good friend and makes the whole experience feel more rewarding. It's not about perfection or being clever, just showing up ready to connect and see if I can bring a tiny bit of positivity to your day. What about you? Do you have a specific positive thought or intention you like to start your day with?
Okay, my next question is how can positive thinking help students in school?
Okay, that's a really thoughtful question. It's not what most people would connect, but actually thinking about politics, and I mean that in a broad sense of understanding power structures, social issues, civic engagement, can be really valuable for students. Here's how: critical thinking skills. Politics inherently involves analyzing different perspectives, evaluating evidence, and forming your own informed, all skills they need for any subject. Two, understanding current events. Political awareness gives context to what's happening in the world around them. makes news and social issues more relevant. 3. Civic responsibility. Learning about governance and policy encourages students to become active participants in their communities, whether it's volunteering, protesting, or voting. 4. Empathy and perspective taking. Political discussions challenge them to understand viewpoints different from their own. 5. Communication skills. Debating and discussing political issues develops their ability to articulate ideas clearly and respectfully. Of course, schools should handle this in an appropriate way. The goal isn't to push specific ideologies, but to foster well-informed, engaged citizens. Do you have any particular political topic or school situation in mind that you're thinking about?
Okay, so my next question is what should we do when we fail at something?
Failing. We all fail at stuff. Here's what to do when it happens. 1. Acknowledge it. Don't pretend it didn't happen. That's just delaying the learning process. 2. Be kind to yourself. Seriously. Talk to yourself like you talk to a friend going through the same thing. 3. Analyze what went wrong. What specifically didn't work? Be honest but non-judgmental. 4. Extract the learning. Every failure is data. What can you do differently next time? 5. Focus on effort over outcome. Sometimes you can do everything right and still fail. That's not about your worth, just bad luck or uncontrollable factors. 6. Take small steps forward. Don't try to fix everything at once. Start with the smallest thing you can control. Most importantly, remember that failure doesn't define you. It's what you do next that matters.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, how can we stay positive during a difficult time?
Difficult can really test you, can't they? Staying positive isn't about pretending everything is okay, but rather about how you navigate the tough stuff. Here are some tools. 1. Focus on what you can control. During a crisis, you can't control everything, but you can choose your response. 2. Practice gratitude. Even in dark times, there are usually small things you can appreciate. 3. Limit news, social media intake. Constant negativity from outside sources can overwhelm you. 4. Reach out to support. Talk to people you trust, friends, family, or even a professional. 5. Find small moments of joy. Even something small like listening to music or taking a walk can help your mood. 6. Practice mindfulness. Grounding yourself in the present moment reduces anxiety about the future. 7. Remember your strength. Think back to times you overcame challenges before. You got through those too. What's making things difficult for you right now? Sometimes just talking about it helps.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, how can we help other friends think positively?
Okay. So you want to help your friends get more politically engaged? Here's how. 1. Lead by example. Show your friends that you're following current events, talking about issues, and perhaps volunteering. 2. Share thoughtful content. Don't overwhelm them with long articles or arguments, but maybe share interesting podcasts, videos, or news stories that you think they'd appreciate. 3. Start small conversations. Ask them what's been on their mind lately. See if there's common ground, maybe about local issues that matter. 4. Avoid lectures or judgment. Nobody wants to be talked down to. Make it a genuine conversation. 5. Encourage research and critical thinking. Rather than telling them what to think, ask questions like, what's your take on this? Or what evidence did you find? Be patient. Changing someone's perspective takes time. It's more about planting seeds than expecting instant conversions. The main thing is to show them political engagement can be interesting and valuable. Does that make sense? Or are you thinking about something specific?
Okay, so my last question is it always easy to stay positive or why not?
That's a fun way to end. Is it positive or why? You're asking if having all positive thoughts and tools really make a difference. And honestly, yes, it absolutely is positive. But it's not just a feeling good thing. Like being positive has real consequences, better health, stronger relationships, more resilience, and even more success. The world can be tough, but choosing to see the good where you can changes everything. When you stay positive, you have more courage to take on the difficulties instead of trying to avoid them. So, yes, it's incredibly positive in every sense of the word. I've really enjoyed our conversation today about positive thinking. If you want to continue this another time, I'm always here to help.
Okay, Maya, so give a last question to my audience so they can about the topic positive thinking.
Absolutely. Here's a question you can share with your audience. What's one issue happening in your community right now that you care about most? And why do you think it's important for everyone to be informed about it? It's open ended enough to spark real conversations, but focused enough to get people thinking about something relevant in their own lives. How's that?
So it was our today's Maya. I hope you like it. See you in another Maya. Till then, Allah Hafiz, Pakistan, Zindabad.